Hello, everyone. Mike Arnold here, co-founder of Path Trading Partners, along with Bob Iacchino. How is everyone doing today? Good morning, Waka Waka. Good morning, Wavy. Good morning, Eric. We'll get to your forecast in a bit, Waka Waka. We need some more information. I need what wave counts it's in. I need everything. You can't just put the numbers in. We need the wave counts. You'll see what I'm referring to in a bit. By the way, if you are new here, please do consider subscribing, ringing that bell, and hitting the like button. Longer term viewers, please come back, leave comments like you've been doing, and like the videos. So, let's see who else just popped in. Morning, Connor. Welcome. I haven't seen you around much. I hope you're a new viewer here. Good morning, Sashi. Thank you for jumping in on the comments, too. Good morning, Options 22, one of our long-term viewers. Let's see, what was Waka Waka talking about based on his Elliott wave count? Nasdaq's going to hit a max of 12,100, then tank to 10,800, then shoot to 13,600 to 14,000, and then real drop to 8. So we shall see. You got Waka Waka's forecast. Somebody make notes. Take a screenshot. I'll have to do that after this is over. I'm gonna hold your feet to the fire because you know what? We'll Waka Waka lives in the cardboard box. We shall see people going bullish would be a good rug pull. Doing so will then rug pull shorts. You just like to pull on the rugs. Wait, Waka Waka. Let's see. We didn't act. There was just funnel clouds spotted. The tornado never touched down. So. But we got nice storms. I am still here, though. Davy's on vacation in Orlando. Hope you have a great time, Davy. Goldman Sachs, S&P overdue for a bear market rally. Well, that just put an end to it. There you go, Waka. All the viewers watching, even on vacation, that's what I call dedication. Exactly. We got Amit back to normal life, just got off the cruise ship. Well, I hope it was still a decent cruise and you're back to good, solid Wi-Fi. Thank you for continuing to watch, by the way. Is it winter where I'm at? Not yet. We have had a horrible spring. It's been horrible here. Yeah, I can't wait to move. I don't think they can back off, but we had Bostic saying a pause in September, just like Bob was talking about. Spring headed to summer. Yep. Let's just go over the numbers and then let's get going. Growth rate coming in. This is the first quarter revision, second estimate revision coming in at minus 1.5, worse than 1.3 forecast. And keep in mind that's still Q1. What I was looking at, the GDP Price Index, 8.1 coming in hotter. Initial jobless claims, and that doesn't really matter. Continuing. I mean, that's just minor stuff. That's not going to really pop it. Core PCE prices, second quarter estimate, 5.1 versus 5.2. So that's coming in a little better than forecast, but still very, very hot. GDP sales coming in negative also. PCE prices, remember, PCE is one of the Fed's big metrics. That's the one they like more than their other inflation, is actual at 7. For a Q1, coming in previous was 6.4, actual 7, so that is very hot. Consumer spending holding up, but that can be based off inflation. Now keep in mind, in about 50 minutes, the home sales are coming out. Then we have, in an hour and 50 minutes, we have the Fed composite index, Kansas City, and manufacturing index. I'm going to see, those should be contracting. I'm going to see how much they are contracting. FOMC, we're still at that 50% and negative gamma. We had some Alibaba, I didn't see a big move, but Macy's up big, Dollar Tree and Dollar General. Macy's giving strong guidance, and Dollar Tree and Dollar General also giving really strong results. And remember, they had some gaps down and now a massive gap up. What am I looking for longer term? I'm looking for them to, on the next potential rollover play, set up for short positions, but not fighting this strength, and there could be some continued pops to the upside. We had those weak numbers come out, And you see, here's the 5-minute, see little reaction and then a pop. Now what I'm keying off of on the open, you see we broke above the resistance, the overnight resistance from yesterday afternoon. Then you had it tested a couple times, little pullback and then a pop in the late morning Europe session, and now testing that. So my key support is about 39.87. We dropped below that. I'm focused on about 39.67, and then below that 39.51 is a key harmonic from the run up. So I'm paying very close attention to that. And if we had the bigger drop, I'm going to 39.14. But I'm really interested to see where this closed. Now, it has held up with those pretty bad numbers and inflation running hot. It's still holding up pretty well. If we close today above 62.5, then it does favor the return to the 40.59 area. Now, if we pop on the open, my major harmonic area is 40.21, 40.22 right in here, and then I'll target about 40.44 and then 40.59 to the upside. Keep in mind, we are still into a clear path move. We're above this breakdown zone. We have a little resistance up here. You see this prior ledge and resistance, support coming in right by that harmonic. So that's the second major target if we can get a strong rally on today. If you're looking at the bigger picture, that area I just showed you, also let me zoom in here. Right here is the top of the rotation zone. So that's the key area I'd be focusing on for a potential rotation back down if it does rally. We're into the rotation zone right now, so today's going to be pretty pivotal. Cycles getting close to the top, but not yet rolling over. So, and we still do have the bigger double in play that's not triggered yet. Where do we sit? So we're due for a little rally and then a rollover. I mean, we're getting a little rally now. The only thing that would really continue for a bigger rally would be triggering this double. Bad news is good news. Yes, it is. Bad news is good news for now. But remember, you got to trade not what you think and not what you think the reports are telling you. You got to trade the price action. The sooner people learn that, the better off they will be. Okay, does that mean it can't roll over? No, we're getting close to cycle tops again. So today's going to be very pivotal. And remember, tomorrow also is pretty significant in the morning. We got a lot of other PCE numbers coming out. Just want to preview this. Reminder, we got a lot of PCE stuff out tomorrow morning. So today and tomorrow are going to be very interesting. Nasdaq can't even get a move on above this rotation zone. You see, keep getting hit by that rotation zone. Still inside trading day compared to yesterday's. So Nasdaq is still the weak sauce. Levels I'm watching is about 11,988 and then 12,053. And Waka Waka, you said we're going to pop to 12.1, and then let's get back to Waka Waka's little forecast. You're saying 12.1 max, and then back to 10.8. So there's Waka's forecast. That just also pops it between the 50 and the 62.5, which is the key area for a rollover. Now, if we can't get, I'm not doing anything bullish unless I can get some moves on above this 11,988, which I'd watch short-term basis, move above that and close above that in a possible retest. The breakdown zone where I start tipping to the bearish side off the open is about 11,853. Right now it's in no man's land. So that's what I am watching. This is a little sloppy on here, but if we do get that breakdown, I will use these targets to the lower side because off the 1 hour you can see it here. So I will use those targets down. If it starts breaking below 11,852, we also then trigger that potential double top. And then my next target to downside would be about 11,768. But that's only if that does trigger. Right now, it is still holding up pretty well. So there's above that, let's see, to the upside, if it does get that stronger rally on, keep in mind the 12,050. And then here's where we can use the little mini harmonics. It's actually to here. And see where those comes in. And then it pretty much reinforces the 12,161 area. Dow, remember we got the close above the 62.5. That favors, is pausing right at this harmonic, but it favors still going to about 32,400. 32,400, 32,418. So those are the next targets if it can get continued a little rally today. You see stalling out at this harmonic right now. So those are my next targets higher. Dow holding up really nicely. Only going to get concerned if it starts dropping below. And that would be minor concern, not a major concern, but a minor concern for Dow continuing if it drops below about 32,000 to about 32,030. This is my key support area. So that's where my next targets are up to the upside. And then if we did go through there, you're watching for a return to this topping area, 32,635 to 32,681. Russell holding up against the daily rotation zone. So if it rallies, I'm watching for a return to 1823, which is the 87.5 harmonic, which it favors with that close above the 62.5. And then it'll be really interesting to see where it closes in relation to the rotation zone. But the next bullish area is 1841. DAX, still nothing. I'm still watching breakout or breakdown play, so nothing new there. Crude marching up, still trying to get through this key 111.80 area. If we can get the pop through that, I'm focusing on 113.35, which would be a really nice key little pop. Then 115 to the upside. So I'm still watching for this bullish break. Let's just take a look at notes. Notes still stalling against the 50-day, but I'm going to be watching. Even with a pullback, my support's right 120.07. The resistance first level target, which I would be surprised if we didn't hit within the next few days, would be 121.08. Dollar index stalling at the second target, inside day from yesterday, still on any little rally. It's just a short-term rally. You do have this double. You need to move above 102.47, then 102.85, 103.08, 103.27, and that would be setting up for another rollover play, but that has not triggered yet. If we break down below about this 101.76, then I'm targeting 101.29. The VIX starting to roll over again, but caught in this range. So I'm really watching to see if it can get a move on if we rally. Key areas that I'm watching right now going into the open is about 28 to the downside and to the upside. I'm looking at about 30-40. Tesla, it was a little lower last night, but recovered. Do we still have the potential double? Now remember, up to the upside, you still have a potential gap fill. All right, and we still favor it because it closed above with the gap harmonic, so it does still favor a statistically a return to 674.89 to fill up that gap, and it looks like it could do it, and it still could trigger this little double pattern. Got to be prepared for it. So that's above this high, 679.94. And then my first major target would be 709.61 with the declining 4-hour rotation zone. So that's where that sits. On any pullbacks with Tesla, I'd just be watching this little run-up harmonics. So my major pullback area would be about 645 to about 638. You can put those harmonics on your own charts. Let's take a look at those Qs. I know we got the Qs traders in here. Qs, again, pre-market down just slightly. We got the aggressive buy against the daily rotation zone yesterday, smacking into the daily rotation zone. The double is still in play. to the upside, but it has not triggered yet. So that is still in play, and the aggressive buy did trigger yesterday, and that's just for a very short-term buy pattern. That's not a long-term buy pattern, since it is against the daily rotation zone. Pullback levels at this point, I'm just really watching these harmonics already on here. This 290 area, then I don't focus. We have a major harmonic back at 286.72. Let's see. Let's see where we sit. Where do we sit? Recession with Fed hiking and QT equals nuke the market. Yeah, I think it will. We have a lot more downside ahead. So Costco today. Yep, Costco after hours. So remember that Costco earnings coming in. Was that after hours or pre-hours? I forgot. I did not see it on my chart. I know it's today. Because I'm expecting probably a pop in that too, based off the other where everything else has gone. Where do we sit? Oh, let me just peek on DG. Dollar General, this is what I'm talking with, that gap down in pre-market. Look at this gap. So wow, this is coming in at the 50% level. Longer term, this will be a great gap down play again once we get a topping pattern, but the levels are 222.89 and then 232.49 to the upside. By the way, the full gap fill from here is to this closing price at 227.55. This is not something I'm looking to short now, but in the future. Dollar Tree, again, with that big gap down, and now filling the gap with a gap, but that full gap fill is to 156.35. So again, longer term, watching for topping patterns to come in again for another potential rollover play. Your levels, your key level besides that gap fill is about 157.66. So where do we sit? Good morning, Lauren. Why did UCO get hammered in pre-market? No idea. So I wouldn't really call it hammered. UCO, it's not really, I mean, it's sitting up. It's sitting at 45.06, so it's still up pre-market. You get a nice break above this 45.44. That's a really nice breakout play with crude moving up. I'm not buying this rally. Bitcoin pinned under 30. And I think Bitcoin is going to roll over. Nasdaq can't get far with Bitcoin down. Bitcoin more follows Nasdaq than Nasdaq following Bitcoin. Let's see. Waka Waka thinks Bitcoin's going to hit 25. I'm even more bearish than you. But Bitcoin breaking down out of this major consolidation pattern, could not really get into this rotation zone and rotating back down. I'm going to be watching to see for a close below about 27.6. What's the exact number? 27.610. It's roughly there. Then it favors the return to 26.100 to 25.3. So definitely looking like we could get some more bearish triggers on there. Nvidia. Is it going? Remember, let's see, Nvidia pre, that wouldn't really call that punished. It's back down off their guidance. Well, it doesn't look like this double's going to trigger at all. So if it breaks below the 155, you still have my first major key level is 148, and then it should statistically return to 144.60. Thank you, Costco's after hours. That's what I thought it was. Again, I'd be watching for, based off everything else, with strong numbers still coming in from a lot of retail. I'm watching for that pop up and Costco for the gap fill play. That could be a pretty interesting play for a potential run up with earnings and the gap that it left behind, if Dollar General and Dollar Tree are any indication. Their Bitcoin, I wouldn't call it, I might be decoupling a little, but the correlation still recently in the 80%, might be breaking down a little more because of all the stuff. You got Tether's really starting to look like it could be unraveling really soon. Keep that in mind. UCO. Oh, UCO. UCO was 175 yesterday. It couldn't have been 175 yesterday. UCO, I don't have any prints along 175. I'll have to check on my other trading platform, but I don't have anything with UCO being anywhere close to 175. I mean, UCO's, the highest price the print was above this high 51. I don't double check that data. So that's about it. Just peeking back to see if there's anything new going into the open. Holding right above this key little area. Oh, I'll have to look more. Did they split UCO? Yeah. It's split. Yep. That's why. It was a split. Yeah. 179. It did a split. There you go, Ken. So you just have more shares. If you were holding and it split, you have more shares at a cheaper price. That's what they did. Sorry, I wasn't trading UCO. But they split. It was 179, yeah. Yep, so all that was a split. So if you are holding, the price is down, but your share count will be up. So roughly, and it's up, so pre-market, so that's the whole thing. It's not hammered, it just did a split. If you're not holding it, I mean, nothing's really changed because you're just going to trade it at the new price. All right, thank you for that clarification. Missed that on the split. Again, thank you for filling me in. That's why we have wonderful members here. And if you do want to be a member here, remember to subscribe, ringing that bell, and hitting the like button. Also consider joining the Discord. With that, everyone have a great day. Probably not going to be on for lunch unless something major happens, but we will definitely be here after hours. And Bob Iacchino will be with us. So tune in again then. Until then, I will talk to everyone later. Bye for now.